Our first discussion segment is all about the first year in office. Some will say big 12 months in office. If you want to go by weeks or days, you know how to do the calculation. But we're taking a look at the performance of our governor. So it's a Monday, Okpebholo. How are you going to assess him? Some are saying 1 year is too early. I want to give you some more time. Others are saying no. Depends on how you choose to dance and how you choose to start to determine how far you can dance and how long you will dance. Anyway, with me here in the studio, I have a one-time local government boss, yes, a political analyst, political affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Honorable Napoleon Agbama, one-time chairman of Unwarded Local Government Council. Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Good morning, Wilson.
Appreciate your coming.
Good morning, viewers.
All right, so very close to him, a legal practitioner, political affairs commentator, right activist. Join me to welcome Barrister Emmanuel Okpebholo. Barrister, thank you so much for joining us.
It's a delight being here. Good morning, Wilson.
All right, we also have Honorable Derek Owango. His CV is as long as, but I don't want to go about saying he's this and that, but say today he is Honorable Derek Owango. Honorable, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. A very good morning to you viewers.
People have been talking about the first year in office of Senator Monday Okpebholo. Some have some cherry news about his works. Others are saying he's just scratching the surface. So what do you have to say about that as you watch, listen, as we analyze and assess the 1 year in office of our governor? Let me start off with Honorable Napoleon Agbama. You're a one-time local government boss, and of course, under a different dispensation, and now in a new era, a new dispensation. Distinguished Senator Monday Okpebholo. Some are saying what he's doing definitely cannot be compared to what others did in 8 years. Others are saying, no, that is an exaggeration, that they are saying nothing different from what others have been doing. Take it up from there. Assessing the government of today, first year in office.
Thank you very much, Wilson. In one of our programs here, I think last month,
yes,
where we do talk about security challenges under 1 year of the present administration.
Yes.
I do say, like you said, that 1 year is not enough to assess persons. But however, we are talking of 1 year. Comparing his 1 year with other administration that has been in 1 year too. Benin have a parable. A pantry that will become the longer one. You know it from the beginning. From the beginning of the present administration, one will see that it's an administration that is here for us, for the people of Edo State to work from where he has started. Let's talk about infrastructure. You see, I listened carefully to the former governor when people were crying about federal roads in Edo State. He came out to say federal road is not within his jurisdiction. He even went as far as putting a signboard for people to know that it's a federal road, is not within his jurisdiction. But this is somebody who has come, though people have been criticizing that there is federal money, whether it's federal money or state money, it has been able to draw the attention of the federal government to these roads. And today, attention is already being seen in those areas. When you go to Rama Park, those who fly the Ikobahi, you know that on a daily basis is traffic jam lock. But today, with the flyover there and if completed, which I know he said he's going to complete it very soon. If you go there, you see the fast movement of the project. That shows that the mind is very serious in making sure that things are easy for the Edo people. When you talk about insecurity, that we talk about the other time too, if you see the way he has been able to assist the security personnel by way of providing vehicle and all of that logistics, that shows that he's serious to make sure that insecurity in the state is reduced to a various minimum, if not completely wiped out. Talk about courtesy. Before now, when you are moving along our street in the state, you see the way the boys parade themselves or whatever. It's no longer so. They now hide themselves, and they now know that there is a penalty for it, and there is a serious person there that will always come to the rescue of the oppressed. So it has drastically reduced. And the people cannot come out and add their view or whatever without being suppressed by one court or the other. You know, you talk about education. You see that in education, the former administration, we have more than 5,000 what we call casual workers. In fact, we seem to have been a casual worker for a number of years, 5 years, 6 years. You have a wife, you have children that you are going to care for. I don't think you'll be happy with a work that have no security. But those people have now been fully employed, and more other 2,000 are on the way that is on the pipeline. So if you look at it, on the health sector, I told you the other day, I'm a person that's very close to the grassroots. I make example from my local government. When you go to the health centers, you now see health centers that we're having 1 or 2 that nurse or his assistant, whatever, before. There is no health center there you go to now. You don't have 4 or 5 people working. You cannot go there and say that you don't see persons. Unlike before, you go to health center, it's fully locked because there is no health personnel. So those are areas we used to assess to say, yes, this man has come, not only that he's going to work, he has started working. And I believe definitely God on his side, giving the health, is going to do more for the Edo people.
All right, thank you so much for that opening remark. Well, Barrister, you heard him giving the governor pass mark in various sectors, saying is the way someone starts, that is somehow most time you get to know how it will end, so to speak. What are you saying? Anyway, is it strong? Go ahead, Barrister.
I am not here for political gimmick and appraiser.
Yes.
I am here as a realist, and I belong to the school of thought that believe in the tenets of realists.
Yeah.
Now, like my co-panelists did say, that you know a palm tree from the the correlation of that adage is not tantamount with what is on ground just now in Edo State. Security-wise, the security has metamorphosed from cultism to kidnapping and terrorism in Edo State. What has the governor do? We saw a governor who some time ago, when some persons were deemed to have been murdered in Uromi, Edo State, and the governor ran to Kano to go and lay on the ground and begin to appeal to those people. But how does he appeal to his people when the people of Edo State are going through security challenges? We saw the other day at Ogege, Upper Siloko. What happened? Was the governor there? Did he go there to go and appeal to the people, just like he did when he ran to Kano to go and lay on the floor? And also, when you talk of infrastructure, I am taken aback when I hear people say, oh, the federal road. Yes, we had an administration who was a signboard administration, who we go with a big signboard and say, oh, this is federal road, those state government bear with us. We had it. That is not to say that if another person comes, he should follow the footstep or the pattern of the previous government. Because this government adopted the say of President Ahmed Bola Tinubu to say that hit the ground running. So if he adopted that say that he was going to hit the ground running, and infrastructurally wise, we have not been able to see anything in the state just now, save that somebody will tell me, oh, go and see the flyover he is doing at Ramat Park over there, with 100 billion naira, not yet, even not, that is not even the money that will complete that project. We were told, borrowed 100 billion naira to go and do that project, and yet the same governor will tell you, oh, it is the money that the federal government is giving to me that I'm using. How come he went to borrow 100 billion naira for infrastructure of the purported flyover at Ramat Park? That is one thing. Nigerians are not people who ask questions. And that is why some of the leaders we are having today take us for a ride. Now, if you look at other aspects of life, like health, that my co-panelists talked about. What hospital? Go to a Kadolo here and see the health center, purported health center. Whether you see anybody there, save for goats, chicken, and fowls all over everywhere.
Are you serious?
Yes, go to a Kadolo here and see. And somebody is coming to say on the live television that, look, the governor has done this. We should ask questions. Our government, those in power should be accountable to the people. For goodness sake, if you look at chapter 2 of the extant constitution, all that that chapter provided for, particularly section 14, subsection 2, A and B, Has the governor be able to guarantee the safety and security of Edo State people just now? As his chief executive officer, he's the one collecting security votes. Security votes, even they don't tell us how much they take from security vote, but we hear that, oh, so security vote is given to the governor, and somebody say, oh, the governor is doing excellently well, the governor is doing wonderfully well, and he has bought vehicles. Where are the vehicles? I was in State CID a few days ago. We are the vehicles in State CID. We are the vehicles in various police divisions we have. We are made to understand. I saw in government house about 300 motorbikes parked there that they want to share for. What are they doing with motorbikes that are lying fallow at the government house? And somebody say, oh, the man is excellently fighting insecurity. The man is doing this, he's doing that. For just 1 year, he has been able to achieve it. Give us the dossier of the government. Give us the dossier of the governor, and let us begin to mark it. Let the people of Edo State be the ones that will give him, that will score him for all that he has done, and not to come and begin to carry out political gimmicks and begin to give an appraiser of who you think because you are a boy to the government or you belong to the political party. So you want to see how you can again deceive Nigerians. Well, by the next election, we will know whether the people of Edo State will give a pass mark.
Wow. Master, calm down.
You've heard him.
Let's get to hear from you, Honorable Derek Umago, because from what Barrister said, he's not impressed. He said he's not here to praise anybody. He wants to say the issue the way it is, the way he's saying it, the way he's perceiving it. So your reaction to his own, I call it outburst, because he's not happy with the government of the day. Yes.
You know, as a citizen,
Yes.
you have freedom of expression as guaranteed by our, constitution and extant laws. So the fact that Barrister also, pointed to the fact that the previous administration was a signboard, administration who was dishing out propaganda about how federal rules were not his responsibility. It's okay. It shows genuineness on the part of Barrister to also express himself vis-a-vis how he feels about the previous government and the current government. But you should bear in mind that this government of Okpebholo is just 1 year old compared to 8 years old of the previous administration. And there's one thing that I've noticed about this current governor. He has not been able to portray his achievements, his gains for these 365 days properly. I don't think there's a proper channel for disseminating informations, as to progresses being made so far by the governor. And no doubt, Barrister also mentioned that our governor went to Kanu to appeal to the Arewa or whatever leadership and even some governors so that peace will reign. You and I, you will agree with me that proactive vision, they say, is the beginning of strategic wisdom. It is better to avoid a conflict than to manage it when it eventually comes. Going to appeal so that there will be no reprisal, it's not weakness, if you ask me, but rather because he is concerned about peace and tranquility within his own domain. Yes, you also mentioned that he also did not visit the Ogege Siloko victims. Well, I believe that it's not late. That can still be done, But with regards to the current governor's approach, I would say he, to some extent, have been able to maintain some practical approach to issues with regard to food security and agriculture. For example, he has provided some tractors, and the tractors are already working in various rural areas with regards to improving our food security. Unlike the previous administration that partnered with foreigners and outsiders to take over our land, and commercialize the farming process so that the bottom feeders don't have access to land to farm. They didn't have access to facilities for farming, and so on and so forth. So if compared to previous administration whose interest was how to enrich its cronies from Lagos, Rivers State, and even abroad, this dude has localized, you know, the factors of production, which is land, which is finances, manpower, and what have you. And they are trying to domicile those factors of production and economic gains accruing from it to the people. It's been localized. You know, he mentioned about the security apparatus that the governor has provided, including vehicles and motorcycles that have already been distributed. Yeah, we know the society that we live in. It will not take just 1 year for us to erase all the mediocratic processes in our various administrative process. He has given us vehicles to independent bodies that he is not even liable to, like the Nigerian police, for example. They are under the federal government. But he knows that they require these things to make the work effective because they work here in Edo State. So he provided this vehicle. Does that mean that he will not also be the one to urge them to, you know, make use of them? Yes. With what you are saying now, it will go a long way to also make those people to be on their toes, so that it will not be business as usual, so that it will not be a situation where those vehicles will be used to carry DPO's wife to market. You know, they will effectively use it because they now know that somebody like Barrister is not happy with the way they are being docile with regards to making use of these amenities, and so on and so forth. So, in summary, I will rate the current administration, even though it is just 365 days, but we are seeing visible, you know, visible changes with regards to road infrastructure, for example, road infrastructure. And we want to hope and pray. And with regards to the 100 billion he mentioned, the governor did not borrow 100 billion for the sole purpose of the overhead bridge. Remember when he came to government, he said he met the treasury was empty.
All right.
And he had to borrow money to kickstart the governance structure of the states.
All right.
Remember also that he also stated that he made a debt burden of 600 billion naira that was left by Obaseki administration, which he is also paying for currently. Remember also that facilities like the Radisson Hotel, just now being shown on TV, Edo State put in close to 40 billion naira, 30 billion naira in that project. The people that the corporate body that were said own that structure did not put in 1 naira. Yet, Edo State did have a stake in that facility. So these are one of the issues, some of the issues that the previous administration used the resources of Edo State to do in order to further the needs of its cronies.
I'll come back to you, Honorable Derek. I'll come back to you. Well, let's move straight down to Honorable Napoleon Agbama. Well, you've heard both of them. Barristers will be having these different views and opinions, saying, look, what we are really experiencing is not what we ought to experience. Maybe from what he's saying, Edo deserve better. Honorable, have you seen roads in Edo State lately? Would you say the governor is doing what in that regard? Infrastructure. Now, flyover, yes. But have you seen the roads in Edo State lately? Not federal government roads. I mean roads in Edo State. Take it up from there.
Thank you very much, Winston. Before I go into roads in Edo State,
yes,
let me still answer one of its argument just now about the vehicle machines that are there in government house. And that is not the first batch. It's the batch that is there now when he was doing 1 year in office.
Okay.
You so know, people have criticized a while back. If you know the type of crime that is happening today, no one can use vehicle in some area to track down the perpetrator faster than that of the motorbikes. And that is the purpose. And I commend him for it because he's somebody who really know what is happening and how to tackle what that type of crimes. When you talk of roads in the states, the road in the states, many have been given facelifts. Like my colleague said just now, just because those who are in charge of information to the governor are not doing it the way people are supposed to know. For instance, in my local government, Obaseki said he is from Ike. In my local government, Ward 8. He never visited his community, his ancestral home. But today, Okpebholo is doing that road. Okpara Road, Okpebholo is doing it. But people, we are not hearing it, we are not seeing it. His aides are not coming out to say these are the areas we are working. The same in Eredo and other areas. And that is why he's 1 year in office the other day, last week. People told, look, you are working, but people are not aware. When it was not shown in the screen, people were not aware. Even these two roads I just mentioned from my local government now in Wode, some were not aware. Some were only aware because probably the one that.
But strangely, I'm not even aware. I was like, I was like, it's a fix that.
You understand? So those are the things. The man is working. Right. Like we said at the beginning, 1 year is just too small for person to assess. But if you are assessing him with other administration, within their 1 year too, Okpebholo has beat all of them.
Okay, I'll come back to you. You heard him. He said his information, how would I put it now, or personnel, they are not disseminating information on the workings of the doings of the governor. That's the reason why many people are not saying or even having to hear what the governor is doing. They don't know the governor is working, but the information that may pass across to those citizens to get to appreciate the governor. Or he's not being factual what he said about road construction.
When the governor chooses to surround himself with quacks, how is that my problem?
Barrister, calm down.
Calm down.
Barrister, calm down.
Calm down.
Calm down. Now, that is a short fire. Come on, these are individuals doing their job.
When he chooses to surround himself with quacks, how is that my problem? Then we have a gang of quack. Listen, let me tell you. He mentioned the K and Okpebholo Road. There's absolutely nothing like that.
You sure about it?
I am double sure.
He said he's dead. There's no local government.
Listen. We have come to see a situation where the political class of today that we do have are people who will blow their trumpet even when there is nothing. Because they discovered that the only way to catch the people is through the instrumentality of psychophancy. And that is why most of the political boys today are mere psychophants. And when they talk, they don't talk with proofs. I challenge the both of them now to mention 5 roads, state roads, that the governor has been able to start in Edo State. I challenge both of them. 5 roads.
I mentioned 2.
But he has mentioned 2.
Forget that gimmick. I said 5 roads. Now, also, is this governor accountable to the people of Edo State? The other day, the governor gathered those people that he was able to gather, those rainbow-like beings, and begin to tell them what he will do. We have come to see a governor who goes by the dictates of the 3 musketeers, political musketeers we have, federal and state. And today we see him, everything he does is within that range. A governor will tell you, I will give 2.5 million votes. After 3 months, he will tell you, I'll give you 3.5 million votes to the president. Is that what we are talking about? A governor who has purported acting local government chairmen and councillors who are not elected. And yet, this regime came to tell us that, oh, local government autonomy. And we have a governor who has violated even that principle that the president said, oh, local government autonomy, that is not even encapsulated in the constitution. Who are the local government chairmen in Edo State today? Let's start with that. Are they not the boys handpicked, the quacks picked by the governor?
What?
And you say it is my fault. It is
Barrister.
my fault. That's
But a
a
lawyer that can attract a lawsuit.
Barrister, hold on. Barrister, watch your emotions.
Oh, the local government chairman we have
Barrister,
today,
watch
are
your
they elected?
emotions. Barrister,
They are elected. They are elected
watch your
councillors.
emotions.
The local government chairman.
Yes, they are acting. That is why we call them acting chairman.
Hold on. Gentlemen, calm down. Barrister, please. Watch your emotions. I don't want to match your tongue because I have two persons here to respond. But please, watch the outburst. Continue.
Were they elected local government chairmen that were removed? And you elevated purported councillors to acting local government chairmen. Is that what the constitution provides for? Is that within the doctrine of what the president say, local government autonomy?
But hold on, Barrister. This local government, are they working?
Which work? Have you seen any? You are a journalist. Have you seen any working?
I'm the one asking the question. I have my own proof. I have my own proof. I have my own videos and clips. But I'm asking you the question. Are they working?
They are not working anything.
Okay.
They are just there to take salaries. Look, listen. When you try to marry what we were made to understand from the outset of this administration and what we have on and after 365 days, you will know that it's a failure. Look, we have, you people keep saying that the governor, you are not comparing somebody who you say is excellent, you are not comparing him with a failure. Who is that person?
Hold on. I'll come back to you. Honorable Derek, you heard him. All the points he raised, talking about road transformation 5 roads, talking about the local government chairman and the rest of them. So it's your turn right now to react to his own allegations and throw some more light. He said the governor surrounded himself with people that don't really hype or talk about the workings of the governor. That's the reason people are doubting if it's really working. Start from that point.
No. Check this out.
Yeah.
The governor did not surround himself with
Quacks, as I said.
people without capacity. No, it's not true. It's not true. Look at the retinue of commissioners, for example. These are seasoned professionals, some technocrats with a lot of experience. Are you going to tell me like somebody in the capacity of Kasim Afegbua is a quack? Are you going to tell me?
No, hold on. He
Are
has
you
the
going
floor.
to tell me somebody in the capacity of Paul Wambamu is a quack? Are you going to tell me somebody in the capacity of Nusa Adam is a quack? Are you going to tell me that the deputy chief of staff, the person of Honorable Idele Alile Pius is a quack? You know, this is not true. But the only difference between the Obaseki administration and the Okpebholo administration currently is the fact that Okpebholo does not blow his trumpet. No doubt, there are also some areas he should improve on, or he can improve on. No doubt. If not, we will not be here. I will not be truthful. Yes, there's always room for improvement. Even the best government in Nigeria or in the world still have room for improvement. Today, China is doing well. Does that mean there's no room for improvement? There's room for improvement. To the extent that even recently, one of the ministers under CGP was sentenced to death. This is a country that has been able to improve from a first world country to a third world country to a first world country within 30 years. And you still find people who are very corrupt to the extent their court is sentencing them to death. So there is serious room for improvement. We are aware of this. But the previous administration was able to leverage on social media influencers. You know, had a lot of people singing his praise. The man is so strategic, sinisterly strategic, that currently, as we are speaking, he's in tour of the whole of Europe and America, visiting folks, diaspora folks who are abroad, because he knows and is leveraging on the influence of those diaspora folks, Nigeria and those state people abroad. He knows that they have tremendous influence back home. Whatever they say is law, because they send a lot of money for developmental purpose, for economic purpose, for their friends and family. So they are like gods to their people back home here. So you see, able to work on those people so that in turn those people become his disciple of information and propaganda. You know, because they are not on ground. They don't know what is attainable here at home. So they will not be the one to say, no, Obaseki is so good, oh, he's so nice, or this governor is not doing well, which is not true. Another area this our current government needs to work on is pleasing the poor and the middle class. Pleasing the poor and the middle class, because this is the bulk of our population. Forget about the elite. Forget about the elite. Please the poor and the middle class. These are the people who have the time and energy to talk about what you are doing as a governor. So let your impact be felt first by this individual. This is another step to succeeding as a good governor. All the things you should be doing now should be focused on uplifting the poor and the middle class. Not that he has done well by increasing the minimum wage of the state workers. Are you aware he has increased it? And Edo State is one of the highest states is one of the states that pays the highest minimum wage currently in Nigeria.
Would you agree to that, barrister?
I'm still on my feet.
I know. Yes.
Okay,
Please continue.
He agreed.
I didn't agree.
Okay, you have changed your mind again. Remember, I didn't say the highest. I said among the highest.
Among the highest
in Nigeria. Okay. And workers' welfare is seriously given attention to by this administration. That is why the Edo Star staff, teachers, who were previously staffed by the previous administration, were absorbed with job security and all other benefits by this administration. About 5,000 of them.
5,000.
You know, another 2,000 are also being proposed. You know, this is a laudable achievement. If you ask me, you know, I don't know about barrister. You know, so workers' welfare. I think
one of the sisters is even among.
Workers' welfare is being looked into. Another area that we must work on, that this government must work on, is this unnecessary bureaucratic bottleneck in the administrative sector. You know, so that processing files, land documents, and what have you should be seamless. If for whatever reason the previous administration engaged consultants that were milking the state dry, we have locals who are good for it, who can design templates to accelerate these things and make it this continual digital process, you know, will be sustained.
All right.
You know, so these are little areas that touch on the middle class, because it's only the middle class that will be able to buy land, acquire land, and secure it by government seal of.
Thank you.
Then the poor should be immediately, just like he's doing in the agricultural sector, providing tractors, and there's 70 billion for this current year.
Thank you.
The poor should also be given grants by way of MSME to boost their business.
Thank you.
Once you do this, your song or praises will be sung.
We want to go for a break. Remember that when you are mentioning names, you didn't mention anyone from the information sector. We'll come back to that. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go away. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is TMI taking a look at the governor's 1 year in office. They raised very, very vital points. Bottleneck, you submit a proposal, submit a letter. If you don't get to the person, you don't get to the governor, to the deputy. You'll be there for weeks, even for months. Anyway, let's come back to the people in the studio. I don't know, Barrister Okpebholo, please watch your emotions. Your outburst is like getting so personal. Please just watch it, okay? Let me come to you, Honorable Napoleon Agbama. You heard what Honorable Derek talked about, but it's like Barrister Emmanuel Okpebholo is not being swayed. He talked about mentioning 5 roads. He talked about surrounding the people surrounding the governor because they're not doing enough to let the people know what he's doing. He termed them quacks, but Derek said no, they're not quacks. There must be a lacuna somewhere. If a man is working and is not being applauded, but people don't know what he's doing, I mean, what do you think might be responsible for this? Because like Mr. Governor is getting more bashes and lashes than applause. Take it up from there.
Thank you very much, Wilson. You see that none of us here that is talking To me personally, I don't talk out of with sentiment.
Yes.
I'm talking with facts. Like you introduced me, former chairman of Monde,
Yes.
and I came from that point
Community.
this morning. If you pass through upper mission, before that gas factory that is so bad there, I passed there this morning. I have seen a heap of granite on those roads, and I stopped. As earlier this morning, I saw some boys there. Who is doing it? He said they saw the state government personnel
Yes.
day for yesterday and yesterday with dropping those granite. And it's for the repair of the road, because those roads have been so bad because of pool of erosion. But these are, like you said, the people are not aware. If not that I pass through there, I will not be aware. I mentioned just 2 roads just now in my local government. It's just because I saw it. I'm not from Edo North. I'm not from Edo Center. And I do know that in those areas too, he's doing a number of roads. And these are areas, I believe, when you appoint SSA, you appoint that they will be doing social media things, like my colleague said just now. Previous administration, they were in, they will tell you that they are calling from operation room. What is happening there? This is what is happening here. This is what is happening here. The governor should. I know the present commissioner for information is very new now, and I know he's a very experienced person that is going to look at all this area and amend it so that people will be aware of what governor is doing, local government by local government, in terms of road, in terms of school, in terms of health center, in terms of agriculture or whatever, security. So that when we are talking, or people are hearing, they will say, yes, those things we are talking about is real and is really working. And I believe with a few time, this area will be amended by the new Commissioner for Information.
So you're even the blame of Commission of Information that is not doing a good job. Is that what you're saying right now? That it's not doing a good job?
I'm not saying
He said he was just appointed.
Hold on,
I said it's a new person. He's coming in, and from what we have been discussing here since is because the information of government activities had not been too given out to the people. So with the present new commissioner, I believe is going to do that amendment.
Over not to you.
Now, they said, agricultural wise, that the governor has done super well or supersonic well. They should tell us, tell Edo people how many tractors the governor was able to purchase.
Come on, barrister.
They should listen.
Barrister,
now.
this is not a jam question. This is not a jam
It
class
is.
or crying out loud. But
I want
continue.
Mr. Derrick to answer that question. Tell us
This is a question for information.
how many
It's okay,
tractors
it's okay.
the governor
Yes.
are able to purchase. The numbers, how many
farms.
farms owned by those state governments. We have Ministry of Agriculture. What are they doing there? Is it not salary they go there to take at the end of the month? What are they doing?
How many farms they have, really?
How many farms do they or those state government has? What is the capacity? How many hectares or acres? In which community? See, by the time you even say the governor bought tractor, is it to buy tractor to go and put them to be lying fallow in government house or look for one ministry and park them there, maybe Ministry of Works or Ministry of Labor and park the tractors there? And you come and tell Edo people, you put it on television, on ITV, EBS, oh, Edo is shining. That young man that goes around with the governor to be shouting, Edo is shining, Edo is shining. Can't he do, just now they came up with an excuse that it is because they don't have people who are able to dispense with information of what the governor, the Edo is shining guy. Can't he tell us what Edo State is doing? It's on internet, always Edo is shining, Edo is shining. Shining where? That's why I said and I repeat that the governor surrounds himself with quacks. That man that will shout Edo is shining is a quack.
But Barrister, please calm down.
See,
calm down.
if they tell me,
Calm down,
if
please.
if they're able to convince or confuse me or both that we have Edo State government has so number of tractors, so number of farms, their capacities, the communities, then I will know that yes, they'll be able to come here to defend this government. That is one. Security wise, look, security is the primary function of government. It's not for a government to metamorphose from fighting cultism, then we now have other types of crime just now. The people of Edo State, as I speak with you, is not secured. Let us not pretend about that. So the government should be able to. The other day, Edo line was ambushed by some good gang of terrorists or kidnappers, if you want to choose to call them. You can imagine in 21st century, the government purchased a bus with that does not carry tracker, that will not be able to know where when the bus left and where the bus is headed to, and if anything happens. 21st century, and they spend billions of naira to purchase those buses, as we are told. Maybe they are refurbished buses from Thailand.
Barrister, calm down.
When you see something, the problem we have in this country is that we are not able to tell ourselves the chloroquine bitter truth. We don't want the truth. We want people we come and begin to praise.
We don't talk with sentiment.
So when you see, when the governor walks, the people of Edo State will mark his dossier. The people of Edo State will tell him, sir, your excellency, you have done well, and we want you to continue. It is the people of Edo State and all these quacks that surround him, that will, all these beneficiaries and sympathizers.
Okay, this will put my foot down. The word must be taken up from this discussion, this contest right now.
Who are only there for what they stand to benefit.
Thank you,
or
Barrister.
to get more appointments. I'm not
Barrister.
interested in the appointment. I will tell him the truth.
The truth. Honorable Derek.
First of all, I hope you are aware that I'm not an appointee of the state government. I hope
But you're an
aware of
appointee
that.
of APC.
I'm not an appointee of anyone.
I'm not asking the question, please,
I
Barrister.
am a member of APC by association, which is guaranteed as a fundamental right in the UN Charter and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's number one. Then number two, the governor purchased over 70 tractors, and most of which have since been distributed to individual farmers. You shot yourself on the feet when you said I should mention the number of farms that those state government owns. Are we in a socialist system of government that the government will be dragging ownership of farm lands and farm with its citizens? What is the major role of government? Is it not to enhance the productive sector of its people or place where he or she governs? It's not to own it, but to impute economic injection into the various economic sectors
Sorry for
so
interjecting.
that the macroeconomy of a
Sorry for
nation.
interjecting, but in the US, government owns farms, and the people know the farm that belongs to government.
You are wrong.
Despite the fact that
You
we have
are so wrong.
Hold on.
Oga,
Despite the fact that we have individual
Let me
farms.
educate you. I say you are wrong.
Please do.
Government can only invest in research and development that will give a booster to the local economy, which will in turn give a booster to the macro and microeconomy of a place. We are talking of a capitalist economic system, which is profit-driven, not a socialist economic system, which focuses on expanding market share. We are talking of government input in economic sector as it relates to privately owned investment that will trigger economic growth.
Hold on. All those research centers you're talking about, what are they called in the US?
I just told you research and development. Government interest in economic should and must end at the level of research and development.
They own farms, please.
Which
Yes.
will not transcend
Yes.
into improved agriculture. Go and do your research. Barrister, you also go and do your research. Like I said, you shot yourself on the foot by saying I should mention the farms that government own. Obaseki was the person who was ab initio trying. He did not even make government to own farms. So he brought his crony and took land from people in Sobe and what have you, confiscated their lands and gave it to private individuals who are not locals, who are not people of Edo State, and also gave them subvention, grants to improve on their business. Whereas the people who you were elected to govern are the people who you are supposed to focus this kind of economic injection on. Not your cronies who are coming from Lagos who does not have voters card of Edo State.
All right.
That's number one.
Yes.
Then number two, you will mention that we should mention roads that have been that have been started by the governor. But you fail to also realize that yourself have seen many of the roads that have already started. Are you not saying that the Saple Road as is the area that are being constructed now? It's not the state government that started it. Are you also saying that the Rama Park houses that is being constructed now is not being done by the state government? Are you also not saying that the Ulemo and Wadia boundary road that leads straight to a dish where water is being retained, that is now actively being constructed by those state government, is not a those state government? Are you telling me that the Igara Ibilo road that is being constructed currently by the Edo State government is not part of the roads that are being constructed by Edo State government?
Thank you,
Are you
gentlemen.
also telling me that the two roads that were mentioned by Honorable Agbama is not also a project of the Edo State government? Initially, in the beginning, I thought you were a concerned citizen who wants the best for Edo State. But I now see that you have a sinister motive. A sinister motive that has
Gentlemen,
a macabre incentive
Thank you.
in this your
Thank you so much.
debate here today.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
until we watch how we pull down our leaders,
Thank you.
you will be surprised that we will continue to remain where we are.
Thank
as a
you.
people.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. I know you have so much to say, Barrister. I know, but our time is up. We have to entertain other analysts. But if you go to Niger State, the government of the day are going to they have farms. Niger State government farms stamped. So I don't,
They have it, but it's not a proper thing to
Honorable
do.
Derek, I don't want to go into
It is
that.
not proper for government to own farms.
Honorable Derek, I don't want to
It
go
is
into
not
that. Just leave
proper.
that aspect. Leave that aspect.
Government should encourage
Winston,
its citizens to own businesses.
You should
including
remember that we are
farms.
assessing the
Those
man with
tractors
1
were
year.
given
Yes,
to
yes.
Somebody were
Yes,
there for
you
8
are
years.
presuming.
Thank
The
you.
way
When
you
you
presume
talk
about
about
security,
No,
Thank you,
I'm
gentlemen.
practical.
Thank you,
the
gentlemen.
state chairman of his political party,
Yes.
yeah, kidnapped.
Thank you. I know.
Ah.
Thank you. Thank you. Our time
The
is
road
up.
he's talking about,
Well,
we
gentlemen,
are all there when the previous
Thank you.
administration
Thank
was
you.
there.
Thank you. Well,
Nothing was
their
done.
opinion is theirs. It doesn't need to do with ITV. If you observe, I didn't put my foot on the ground today. I'll let them go at each other. But one thing is certain, Mr. Governor, sir, you're doing a great job. But the team needs to do much more to let Edo people know what you are doing. As it stands, many people don't know what you are doing. You should talk to your team for them to get to know. If it's to have a program in ITV, say local government,
Including town hall
or the
meetings.
town hall meetings. And I like to be among the
someone
panelists
used to
because
do
there are
it.
so many questions I need to ask. I want to be among the panelists to really ask you questions. Many people don't know what you are doing. I'm a journalist, I know what you're doing, but I'm not among the panelists. But people need to know. That means you need
No,
to
you say
work on your
barrister
team.
doesn't know what.
Barrister knows.
He's the only ignorant person.
No,
here.
no, he's not. He gave very strong points.
And was
Very
it
strong points. And both of you gave strong
were
points.
those points not addressed? And at the end of the day, it
Anyway,
was very clear that
we'll
he said
take a
that
break.
ignorant